You read that right. It's a triple threat of bad takes. Let's get into it.
Yeah, you effin' with some wet-ass P-word. P-word is female genitalia.
Our first victim is a good old Ben Shapiro. Yes, old Benny boy. He made a video about the United Healthcare CEO getting shot. This guy, Brian Thompson, who when I heard the name Brian Thompson, I thought it was the actor who played Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I think he was in Terminator, and I think he also was in, he was a Klingon in Star Trek. I was like, oh no, not him. And then I'm like, oh, that Brian Thompson. Okay, yeah, I don't care about the guy who bragged about using, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he bragged about using AI to help deny claims and stuff like that. Yeah, so rest in piss. He was killed by a man named allegedly killed by a man named Luigi Mangione, who, that's the most House of Gucci ass name I've ever fucking heard in my life. I just imagine Jared Leto there, just, yeah, but I get my heart to Luigi. Oh God. Yeah, so, listen, as far as this thing goes, I don't approve of the action, but I'm not gonna cry at the result. And as a wise man once said,
now, I'm not saying he should have killed her, but I understand.
I get it. I'm not gonna say I approve of it, but you know what? I'm not gonna shed a tear for it happening, okay? But I will say that this man does need protection. You either need to bury him under the jail in a solitary confinement or put his ass in WITSEC. Because I feel like these CEOs are starting to get a little nervous at the public outcry, the public support of this guy, and then also people speaking up more about this shit going on in the healthcare and health insurance and all this stuff. They're gonna try to 86 his ass. I'm telling you. You put this man in the general population, they're gonna find his ass was hanging by his neck with a bed sheet. His neck did the cha-cha slide somehow, and there's two guards outside the cell just catching Z's while the fucking cameras mysteriously stop working. I'm telling you. Now, again, that's another person I'm not crying for, Epstein, but I'm telling you it's gonna happen here too with Luigi. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's my conspiracy brain going off. But I'm just saying, it sounds like it could happen, okay? But how does old Ben Shapiro, the man with a sister with the most massive tits I've seen in quite some time, like, good lord, those are crazy. How does Ben Shapiro fit? Oh, by the way, also cousin to Mara Wilson, which I just found out like a couple of months ago. Mara Wilson, who played Matilda back in like the 90s, like 96, I think it was. I did not know that. I'm like, wait, that's your cousin? Oh lord, that's messed up. But how does he fit into all of this? Well, Ben tries to make it a right versus a left issue. This is the left. The left is celebrating this. The left are evil. The left are doing this and that, and nobody nobody was buying it. Okay, he made multiple videos coping about this shit. He tried to compare it to Daniel Penny. First of all, these are two different situations. Daniel Penny, while he did the right thing in trying to stop a guy potentially from hurting somebody, he fucked up by ended up killing the guy. He could have put him in a chokehold and put him to sleep without killing him. That is the thing you could have done. But if he had put him to sleep, he would not be in jail, and this would not be an issue at all. But he decided to kill him, and then it is what it is. Now he's fucked because the people on the let's call it blue team and red team, because that's all it is nowadays. It's teams. It ain't no left, right. It's just teams now. So people on the blue team don't want nothing to do with him anyway, and now he's got people propping him up on the red team because wait, this could be the start of total nigger death now, and if he denounces them, he's gonna be alone. So, Mr. Penny, you better just take your red team and go, because you're gonna be all by myself. You're gonna be all by yourself, buddy. You better just take it and go. But it's not the same. These two incidences are not the same, especially in terms of the reactions. It's different things with different situations. Ben knows this, but but being the disingenuous, fast-talking little gremlin that he is, he's of course he's gonna pretend it is anyway. He tried to make a video coping about Bill Burr having the reaction he had, which was pretty much what everyone else had, and everyone just started. People, even his own audience, is waking up to his bullshit. I saw a comment, someone saying, "Your job is just to divide us." First of all, no shit. Okay, but that's his bread and butter. That's how he makes his money. And then secondly, the guy's like, "Oh, I'll subscribe." Why would you be a subscriber at all? What are you gonna do? Watch? What are you gonna do? Watch fucking hide and seek or whatever that fucking Die Hard in high school thing crap was? Like, why were you even watching them in the first place? This should have been obvious to you from the beginning. But I guess better late than never. I don't know. Fuck it. But I swear to God, I have not seen a country this united about something like this since like 9/11, and I'm not even joking. I'm not memeing. I think since 9/11, I have not seen a country united on an issue like this, where they said, where left and right put their differences aside and say, you know what, fuck that guy. And I don't think, I mean, I guess technically, yeah, he is about as bad as the I mean, you know, the terrorists behind 9/11 killed like nearly 3,000 people. This guy's probably killing more than that, and he's doing it technically legally. So he's legally killing people by doing the shit he's doing. The fact that United Healthcare is the leader in denied healthcare claims is insane. They're just making money at this point. They're making money off of death, and that's very insidious. But at the end of the day, Ben's a corporate puppet. That's all he's ever been. He's paid to divide the people as much as possible and keep the division going. He'll sit here and tell you, well, if you don't like the healthcare here, you can go move to where healthcare is good. Easy for you to say. You make your money off of dividing people and keep people divided as much as possible. You've made millions doing that. But I think people are realizing this is not a left versus right issue. This is a class issue. This is the have and the have-nots. And people are realizing, oh, right, Ben is the haves, and that's why he's tugging at his collar. He's getting a little nervous now. And he's trying to shill as much as possible for the billionaires, for the billionaires, like a good little boy. It's good to see people everyone left and right are just opening up his asshole and just screaming "fuck you" into it. So I love that he tried to later on acknowledge, like, yeah, some people on the right too. Like, no. Most people on the right. There are people who are the most hardcore right-leaning people imaginable who are like, no, fuck this guy. He can acknowledge that the right is against him too. The red team is against Brian Thompson too. But he really is half-hearted. It's like, oh, some. No, some. A lot of them are. Anyway, on to the next terrible take.
Oh my God!
In a video reacting to the trailer for Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, that's a mouthful, Jesus Christ, Druckmann, work on that title. In a video reacting to that trailer, he had this to say.
But I think fans are going to have a problem with this. I think they're tired of the whole just pushing of tough, bald-headed, gruff-looking women that do nothing but act like men. And I think they're just tired of it. You know, it's very interesting because when things would just be introduced from time to time, you know, like, see, I was thinking about this actually today, how to some people, they like to make these posts where they'll post Alien, they'll post, say, Terminator 2 together, both covers. And they'll say, if these weren't released today, they'd be considered woke. What they lack to really realize is that back then when they were released, it was just different stories that had women in them that were heroes. It wasn't part of a mass agenda to push and push and push and push and push that people are sick of. So yes, it is true. If they were released today, because people are so irritated by them pushing everything that they're pushing, people would lash out and say that they were. But back then, of course it wasn't. Of course it wasn't. Even though they're not woke movies, people would jump to that conclusion today. Like many people said, Furiosa is not woke. It does happen to have a female hero, but it's not woke. And people would have realized that about Terminator 2. They would realize that about Alien. However, there would still be a group calling it woke because of the hyper irritation that people are going through. It is what it is.
What?
And listen, I will say, sure, I guess. Like I've said to that argument before, if it came out today, they could attack it now. They could attack Aliens and T2 now and call it woke. I mean, revisionist history isn't a new thing. It happened as recently as a couple years ago with the prequels. Now people are saying the prequels are great. They're actually really good movies. No. I say this as someone who watched Attack of the Clones as recently as a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, and The Phantom Menace this year. bear in mind, I did a commentary for that, and I'll release it later, I guess. But I watched it recently, like about back in March, I think it was. I watched both movies, and they're not good. And I might watch Revenge of the Sith probably next year. Neither of these movies are good. Like, they're pretty shit. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Oh man, but hey, revisionist history. We're not pretending the prequels were actually really good in this, and we never hated these prequels like that. Yes, we did. I still do. I still think the prequels are shit. But either way, these movies don't change in quality because you call them woke. Like, if they did come out today and people try to say they're woke, these movies don't change in quality at all because of that. You know, and especially when you're calling things woke over trivial shit. Oh no, Ellen Ripley's a girl boss because she's taking charge, and oh my god, fucking Sarah Connor is a girl boss. She beat these two dudes, and with fucking nightsticks and shit. It's fucking like it really is gonna become the boy who cried woke. If you're gonna just say something's woke based on fucking nothing and complain it is woke, it's woke, it's woke, it's woke, until the movie comes out and says. First of all, I don't buy that. That may be for the general people, the general public, general audience, whatever. But some people, most of which are friends with Tyrone Magnus, do that shit for the clicks and for the money. It's like they say a certain set of words about a thing, and that tells you you're supposed to not like this thing. You see, I use words like woke and DEI and stuff like that, so. It's like the fucking Winter Soldier. It's like you say a certain set of words and that activates something in people's brains to feel a certain way about a movie or a show or whatever, right? Like, that's what's happening. And when you start doing shit like that, people are going to stop taking you seriously. A lot of people already aren't taking you seriously. Okay? Like the Furiosa example he used, it's like, yeah, people said it was going to be woke. It's like, but what was that based on? What if you saw the trailer for Furiosa and you said, "Oh, this is gonna be woke"? I would, and you should too. Ask this person, "What about this is woke?" Go ahead, please explain to me. I want to know. I want you to explain to me. Well, no. We're not talking about other movies. We're talking about this specific film, in this that you just specifically watched just now. What about that is woke? Don't bring it. Tell me how it is. Based on this trailer, without bringing other outside shit like other movies, like, okay? I don't want it because, like, you probably do that based on certain movies, like the Charlie's Angels remake. People have been saying about that. I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see that. Or the Black Christmas remake. I definitely saw it in the Black Christmas remake. You know, with the sorority sisters and shit. Okay, fine. But with stuff like Furiosa, like, how did you come to that conclusion? Again, it's just the boy cried wolf. These people have become the new SJWs at this point. It's like it's almost the same shit where they see a certain set of things and they complain about it, and we used to make fun of people like this all the time. Remember when I made fun of a fucking some fucking SJW and fucking what was it? I think it was like 8 years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago. I believe it was like back when the whole "Baby It's Cold Outside" thing came out. It was some thing making fun of some lady talking about how it's problematic and it's like rape or some shit. And we were just like, what are you talking about? What? It sounds stupid. You sound dumb doing this. And it was already a disingenuous argument anyway, because she completely ignored the fact that the gender roles were reversed like later on in that almost exact scene, as a matter of fact, where they cut to another couple and the roles were reversed in that, and she's trying to get the guy to stay home because it's cold outside, but trying to fuck the guy basically. That she completely ignored that. But we used to make fun of people like this. People who make these dumb arguments to bitch about a certain piece of content. We used to do this all the time, and they've become the very thing they swore to destroy, as old Obi-Wan Kenobi once said. How the fuck did we get here, man? That is crazy. Anyway, we move on to the last guy.
You need to get lost, Squidward.
Next up on the docket is old Bad Faith Bob, Organized Chaos. I should probably stop calling him Bob because there's another Bob Chipman, movie Bob, as it were. And while this Bob, Organized Chaos, It's a little more stupid and sometimes, fucking a lot of times, disingenuous. This one's kind of unhinged. I feel like this. I see more. The more I see Bob's posts, the more I'm thinking like, when are you gonna start mowing down people with a gun? I just have this strong feeling it's gonna happen at some point, or you've at least thought about it, and you're waiting for an excuse to do it. I don't know. Maybe the FBI should keep an eye on you. Yes, Organized Chaos. I came for your boy Dane, and you're next. Who else in that group therapy session is going to be next on the chopping block? Probably nobody. The rest of them don't seem as dog shit as Dane or Organized Chaos, so I really don't have a problem with having any of those people outside of those two. Like, that's it. But what has old Bob done to get in Organized Chaos done to get in my crosshairs?
Listen, guys, I am about fed up with the nonsense.
Oh no, it's Brett Cooper. It's Rule 63 Ben Shapiro. Daily Wire gender swapped Ben Shapiro. Daily Wires went woke. Oh no, she's playing the base Snow White. By the way, she's leaving the Daily Wire, isn't she? Because she's supposed to be the main actress of that Snow White movie, and she's leaving now. Is it already made and they're just desperately waiting to release it alongside the Disney movie? What's going to happen to that movie and Mr. Bertram? Because I think she's in that too. Mr. Bertram, also known as King of the Hill, if it was dog shit, basically. Like, what's going on with that? Is this still going to go? Because I'm pretty sure Candace Owens left the Daily Wire while the show was airing. So now Brett's gone. What's going to happen? What's happening now? By the way, and as we talked about before, there's a red team and blue team, and the red team is going to sit here and say, you know what? That Daily Wire Snow White, that shit was base, bro. That shit is going to destroy woke Hollywood. And I'm just sitting here like, listen, guys, stop pretending these movies are going to be good, please. Stop pretending this particular movie is going to be good, because the red team is going to be pulling for this movie. The blue team will be pulling for the Disney one. Neither of them is going to be good, okay? My basis for that is, for one, we had, I think maybe three decent to good live action Disney remakes. Two of them were in the 90s, and the other one was in 2016. That was the Jungle Book movie. The other two came out in the 90s. And there were the only two in the 90s, by the way. The only two. Back in the 2010s had 12 live action remakes, and the 2020s is probably going to have even more. Including a Moana live action remake, which is coming out 10 years after the original, which is fucking insane. Yeah, outside of those three movies though, none of them have been good. They've been from bad to worse at times. And my basis for the other one, the base Snow White remake being bad, is Daily Wire has not made a good movie that I've seen ever. Not that Die Hard in high school, which was a hide and seek or whatever the fuck it was called. Peekaboo, some shit. Peekaboo, I see. I don't know the name of the fucking movie. I'm not even gonna look it up. That's how little I give a fuck. And there was that one Western with Gina Carano, and there was that one, the white boy Juwanna Man movie. That's pretty much what it was. It was Juwanna Man with white boys. It was the same shit, and it was just as bad as Juwanna Man was. And that's my basis. These two movies are gonna be dog shit. But both of them are going to be saying it's good, either out of spite. Some might be genuine and say it's good because they like it. I don't know. But I feel like most of these people are going to be very dishonest and try to say they're good out of spite. That's how it is. That's how I see it anyway. So with that being said, I don't know what the hell's going to happen with this movie, because the Daily Wire one, because Brett Cooper's leaving and she was the main star. So is that still happening or what? What's going on there?
Before we dive into the story, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the comment section channel if you've not already, and of course, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our episodes. All right, just so we are all on the same page.
Just so you know, yes. Make sure to do that here. Don't do that for her. Do that for me.
I have a better idea. Don't subscribe to either of these people. Just don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve better than these two dumbasses. Okay, just don't do it. Don't do it.
So, will she do a side-by-side? If she doesn't do a side-by-side, I'll go over it. But, when it's actually kind of explained why this poster, that fan edit, it's kind of questionable. Why they did specifically what they did here. Let's do, somebody's probably done an image. All right, so here's the image, the movie poster they released versus the original poster from the Broadway musical that they were copying. As you can see, kind of the hat kind of covers her eyes. But yes, and then here's the fan edit that Cynthia Erivo was criticizing, where we see essentially it's kind of the same image except they've shaded her eyes and they made her lips bigger and redder and a bit more of a thing. You know, off the top of my head, it's like okay, like I don't. I mean, I think it's worth noting that the hat covers her eyes before, and it's not just shadow. And it is kind of noteworthy to kind of blink out her face. It does look kind of bad to just blink out her face. But the excuse for making this fan image was to be more accurate to the original. Now, just to throw this out at you guys, do you notice what the issue is with making it more accurate to the original? Why that argument doesn't quite hold water with me? I'll give you guys a couple seconds to look at it. So there's a fan edit. We got the original on this side. What is it that makes me think they weren't just focused on making it look like the original? It doesn't stick out really quickly, but when you know, like actually you can see the difference between the original and the other. Dean just nailed it. They didn't do anything to Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande is just right there. The only person added here, for some reason, is the black actress. Like, if you really wanted to make it accurate, why don't you add, like, the hat and, like, the obvious, like, white clothing she's wearing and make her hair super white? Why edit the black actress out? That's why it's kind of like, yeah, that is really fucking sus. That's really fucking sus. Now, did this person edit it that way with that in mind? Maybe not, but, like, it might just be, like, a subconscious bias or something like that. But it's like, yeah, you number one, I don't even know if I necessarily say it's more accurate, because, like, this Ariana Grande is just right there. And it is interesting, like, let's cover up the black woman, but the white woman's still right there, even though they're both pretty well covered up in the original image. It's very sus, and it's like, okay, I get where she's coming from. I really do.
Yeah, it's not sus. There is no bias. It's just an innocent fan edit. Okay? There's no bias here. There's no, like, oh, I see Negro, so I have to change. No. It's just an edit to make it look more so like the original poster from the play. That's all it ever was. Okay? There's not any deeper than that. You're just sticking your face into a puddle trying to find depth, and it's not happening. Okay? You're just making an ass of yourself with that. Even Cynthia Erivo herself hinted that she may have overreacted just a bit about that. She may have overreacted. She kind of gave off the statement she made after making that little post kind of gave off the impression that she was probably realizing, yeah, this is a bit of an overreaction on my end. Probably should have called my friends first before even saying anything. Which, yeah, I guess, but I just think you should have just took a step back and realized this is not that big of a fucking deal. It's not that deep, like, at all. None of her features were changed outside of, like, the lips and the shadowing on the hat, on the eyes. Like, they shadowed the eyes. They colored the lips red to make it look more like the red lips in the poster. Made it a smile. That's it. There's nothing insidious or anything. I will say he's not calling this person outright racist. He did say that. He wasn't doing that. And that's actually shocking for someone like Bob. Especially when he puts the title as the poster was a bit racist, which is not at all. Not even the slightest. You can argue, whoa, she should have. Why didn't she change Ariana? Maybe she could have. But guess what? This would have been no different if Cynthia Erivo was white either. Like, if the Wicked Witch in this poster, I don't know, I think the character has a name, I forgot the name. I never seen the play and I haven't seen the movie yet, so, like, you're gonna have to bear with me on that. But if the Wicked Witch character was played by a white woman and the same edit exists, it wouldn't be that big of a difference. And this person, again, did not change her features. They didn't lighten her skin. They didn't change her hair. I think she has braids in the actual movie. I'm not mistaken. I saw the trailer. I think she has braids or something. They didn't straighten her hair or anything, as far as I can see. They didn't do any of that. So I don't understand. And this goes out the fucking window when you realize both sides of this culture war, again, the red team and blue team, are too stupid to fucking realize this character, no matter who's playing the character, is fucking green. It doesn't matter. This character is green. The people saying this movie's gonna be woke, they cast a black woman. She's green. It's just fucking green. They're erasing a black woman, but this edit, she's fucking green. Stop. You people are fucking insufferable. Oh, man. Well, this has been a gas. Yeah, we had Ben getting exposed. I don't know. Again, I don't know why it took so long for people to realize this about him, but I guess, like I said, better late than never, I guess. Got Tyrone Magnus making some dumb take. Again, the boy who cried woke. Eventually, you're going to have more than enough people who's going to just completely ignore you. I think I have it already. Because you just screaming woke at every goddamn thing, even when it's not. It's like, you just sound stupid. Again, you've become the new SJWs now. You've become the thing I used to make fun of back in the day, by the way. So, there's that. And old Bob. That's just it. That's just it. Old organized chaos. What else can I say about that? Oh, this was a trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I am what I am, and I'm going to be the very best of what I am. And for those who don't like me confidentially, I don't give a damn.